Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Tripp, and welcome to the Game Reported to Me podcast for October 2018. We got a few things going on this month. Let's see if we can try to get all of them in the next 15 minutes. Well, let's start with congratulating the Boston Red Sox on their winning the World Series. They were the best team all year long, wire to wire, and we had a surprise MVP in Steve Pearce, first baseman, but good for them. The Los Angeles Dodgers, I believe, focus too much on the analytics. They've been one of these teams where they almost, abide by the analytics of the third time through. And this, I've done a rant on analytics, and I think analytics is pretty stupid, but it shows it does show that most pitchers, the third time through the lineup, are more likely to get hit than any time. So that's why you always see pitchers get taken out in the fifth, sixth innings nowadays, because they don't want them to go through the third time through the lineup. But I think if you've got a pitcher who's pitching well, that should not be the case. You know what I'm saying? You should continue on with that pitcher until he starts to show. You need to do more pitching. You need to do more managing with your gut than you need to do with the analytics. And I think that cost the Los Angeles Dodgers, and so we'll see where it goes. We're here. Quickly, talking about all season, two biggest free agents are going to be Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. And before the season, we were talking about both guys getting maybe $300+ million in free agency, and it seems like now both guys, with Bryce Harper having a subpar first half at least, he came back in the second half and had a pretty good year, and Manny Machado not having a great postseason and especially World Series, and he did some things in the postseason that turned some people off. He said some things as well, but it pretty much now seems like they both maybe are not going to cost themselves some money. Possibly, we will have to wait and see when that comes down. So, but this was an okay baseball season, in my opinion. We had some surprise teams. Atlanta stepped up, and we had two other teams. Colorado came up in Milwaukee to beat the Cubs for the NFC Central. So definitely some surprising things. So we will have to wait and see what goes down come next year and see how that goes. The start of the basketball season was here. And we started off with some, we got, LeBron in LA, Kawhi in Toronto, and they got so many other things. You can go to my YouTube page, AJ Tripp, and check out my NBA predictions and preview special. A video that I did predicting like the finals and everything like that. And for the first couple of weeks, we've had some pretty shocking moments. I mean, just recently, last night, Derrick Rose came out of nowhere and had a 50-point game, and we've had some other things that have happened. Klay Thompson hit 14 threes in less than 30 minutes against the Bulls, and a lot of other things. Right now, Luka Doncic, I think, is playing very well for the Mavericks, and so is DeAndre Ayton on the Phoenix Suns. So Trae Young had himself a 30 and a 30-point game, 10-point assist games. So there are some things going on here in the NBA. I think what's the biggest thing right now is the fact there seems to be a lot of offense. Maybe not as much defense, but I think we're getting to the point to where pretty much in all sports, it's more about the timely defense than it is just baseball. I think is different because baseball is always going to be more about defense. Because of getting pitching and everything. But for basketball and for football, I think it's about timely defense. It's about not letting them get a shot up close to the end of the game, or letting them get free shots. Just staying in front of your man, at least contesting shots, that type of thing. It's not necessarily that you have to completely stop them. I don't know if you're going to do that. I don't know if anybody now really takes that upon themselves to be a true stopper in this league now. So, again, once again, it's been the first couple of weeks, and we'll see how that maintains throughout the month of November. WWE Evolution happened this past Sunday as well. It was the first all women's pay-per-view in the WWE, and I thought it was pretty good. Once again, AJ Tripp, check out my rapid reaction to it. I thought Evolution was pretty good, and I hope they get a one next year. But honestly, when it comes to WWE, the big news is that Roman Reigns announced that he had been dealing with leukemia. He had leukemia remission. He had it when he was 22, and he's had it now for like 11 years. And it came back, unfortunately, and he's had to put his career on hold to take care of it. So, and once again, as with anybody, you truly hope that they can fight this disease and come back to doing what they love to do. But for me, I think I've been a staunch Roman defender and a staunch Roman supporter. And that night when he did it, and he had his thing, I was in shock, and I couldn't function right for like 45 minutes, because of what he had said. So it got to me so much, and I was so emotional that it really does mean something. And I truly hope the best, and I hope that he can make a full recovery. And I would love to see him back in the ring, but I think most importantly, especially after hearing some things that, survival after hitting it a second time is so, survival getting it first time is like 50%. I think I heard someone say, and then it lowers dramatically getting it the second time. So my just hope is that he's able to just come back and be able to live life for his family, his wife, and his young daughter. And so yeah, I want to give just a big shout out to Roman Reigns. Hope you get better, Uts, and thank you, Roman. And then now let's talk about football. Um, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Rams are seemingly on a roll. They look to be both head on straight for a Super Bowl now. They have a Monday night football game in New Mexico later on this month in November. But so we may get that Super Bowl preview. But these two teams just they look to be unstoppable. And and I know that the Patriots beat them, but the Patriots they have some issues. So and they've already lost twice, and probably gonna lose at least one more time, I would think. So but even if they don't, and the Chiefs still win, the Chiefs would have home field advantage and in the playoffs in a game. So I am thinking that we're going to see the Patriots Chiefs at Kansas City at some point in the playoffs. The Rams have just been awesome. I think I think they have a better defense than Kansas City. Their offense is just as good. They have Todd Gurley. I think it's Gurley and Mahomes, battling out for NFL MVP. Surprisingly, the Washington Redskins are ahead in the NFC East. Adrian Peterson has somehow found the fountain of youth, and he has come back and he has become better than ever. I think there are a lot of other things going on. So just it's really really good. I found it really really good. Um, my Bears are surprisingly in first place, which that is interesting. And let's say, how about this trade deadline? When the NFL the last couple of years, the trade deadline has just been emphatic, and it's been great. We had some trade. We had Ty Montgomery and Clinton Dix traded from the Packers. Golden Tate traded from the Lions. We had Mary Thomas traded from the Broncos, and earlier in the week and early in the season, we had Amari Cooper traded from the Raiders. So I tell you, this has been very very interesting, and I can't wait to see where this lands out now. I'm so glad they moved it back. I'd like to see maybe move it back maybe even move it back um, one more week, or 1 or 2 more weeks. Maybe the trade deadline should be the last bye week for teams. That way you really could. That would be like week 10 or week 11, something like that. So, and then that it really would make a difference. Then you get somebody for down the stretch. But yeah, this is going to be, I think, a fun. This is going to continue to be a fun, full football season. Like somebody said, Mark G. Greco, he's a local he's a local TV personality. He does do some radio, but he's a local TV personality in Chicago. He's talked about how ratings are up for the NFL. No one is talking about um, kneeling, and nobody is talking about um, you know any other things. They're just talking about the football, and that's good. And why I think about it. I, let me do talk about this thing with Eric Reed and Malcolm Jenkins I had a couple of weeks back, and that's one of the things that I really cannot stand. Is that you somehow you disagree with the way someone chooses to do something, or you disagree with the way with their opinion, and then all of a sudden you are a sellout. You are not black. You are Uncle Tom. Anything like this, and and you saw this earlier in the year with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott said that he didn't want to kneel. He didn't believe in kneeling for the anthem, and you had those things, and you started calling them coons and everything like that, and it was just so sickening. And then you had it just it's a couple weeks ago. Eric Reed was mad at Malcolm Jenkins for trying to get money for his causes and things like that, trying to help out social injustice, and he's doing everything he can to help out minorities, particularly black people, and because I don't know what Eric Reed wanted. I don't know if he wanted him to if he wanted him to lose his job like Kaepernick did or like he did for a while. I don't know what he wanted, but it was sickening and stupid, and I think that's I think that uh, for any good that he wants to do, Eric Reed, you know, he's he's just misguided in his anger. He really is. He's misguided in his anger at Malcolm Jenkins. He should not be angry at Malcolm Jenkins. That's what I'll say about that. So yeah, we got about a minute left. I want to thank all you guys for listening. Thank all you guys for being here, liking it on SoundCloud and all the other things, and YouTube and everything like that. So thanks for y'all attention. I really do appreciate it. So make sure that you all be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and don't forget this upcoming Tuesday, November 6th, is an election day. I don't know if you can register, but if you can somehow register, make sure you go and register. And then definitely make sure you go out and you vote. In particular, vote Democrat. But whatever you do, whatever side you want, go out and vote. Because if you complain and you don't vote, then you actually don't have no reason to complain, in my opinion. So, all right, everybody. Be safe. Be careful out there. And I am out.